Howdy folks, today is Tuesday, March 4th. It is 1:58 p.m. and the temperature is about 4 degrees Celsius. I am standing here at Scrivener Square and Yonge Street. There's a look towards Yonge Street. And just behind me is the Summerhill LCBO. That's a flagship liquor store here in the province. It was originally built in 1916 and operated as the North Toronto Railway Station. But when Union Station opened in 1929, it ceased to operate as a rail station. I think it opened on a few occasions after that. It's since been transformed into this flagship liquor store. And what brings me here today is, as of midnight today or last night, the U.S. launched a trade war against Canada. And one of the measures that the province of Ontario is taking is stripping the shelves of our liquor stores of all American booze products. And Ontario is actually the largest buyer of alcohol products in the entire world. They spend more than $1 billion a year buying over 3,600 products from 35 different states. And Premier Ford has ordered all these stores to pull the U.S. alcohol off the shelves, on top of other measures the province is taking, and that is on top of the retaliatory tariffs the feds are placing in place. So I thought it might be appropriate to go for a walk and explore this amazing old train station, although I just went through it and I talked to an employee, and they are in the very early stages of pulling American alcohol off the shelves. So it is still very much stocked with U.S. products. I think we'll see more and more Canadian products from other provinces as interprovincial trade barriers are removing U.S. booze.
Yeah.
Do you know when it'll all be off the shelves?
No, I don't.
No? It's a pretty big job. But there you go. It is coming off. We're in a section featuring wines from all around the world and Ontario. Italy, Ontario, of course, is a major producer of wine. This store is 21,000 square feet with over 5,000 different products. There's a tasting room, a demonstration kitchen, and a pneumatic wine system. Is that American wine coming off?
Yep.
Awesome. I guess you got a big job on your hands. Well, thank you. Yeah, she just said it's going to take all day, I think. That's to be expected. Due to interprovincial trade barriers, you won't see much from out of Ontario on store shelves. This is all VQA Ontario wine. I think that's a fair trade. There's a lot of great craft beer from Quebec that we don't have access to, and you don't have access to our stuff. Again, more Ontario wine. You can see it's very reasonably priced. Although a lot of Ontario wine actually blends a lot of their grapes from the US. I think it still qualifies as made in Canada. There's Jackson Triggs. I've actually been on a tour of that brewery or winery. If you like your wine to taste more like grape juice, there's Bodacious, but this is all just the front end of the store. This is how us Ontarians have to buy our liquor at the LCBO. There's a vintages section. There's a lot of exclusive to this store, vintages. Rosé from Niagara. There was a customer there, but that was all Californian wines. California Spring Mountain Cabernet Sauvignon, $398. That's definitely a beautiful store. I think the one on Queens Quay downtown, the new one that opened a few years ago, is actually bigger. There's a $1,760 bottle of wine from France. That one is $35.44. So $5,000 bottle of wine. I usually just buy wine that's 10 or 12 bucks a bottle. New Zealand. Oh, this is all coming down. California stuff. And even more vintages. Italy. If you're into wine, this is definitely the place. That's a little more my speed price-wise. I don't really know anything about wine to add to my commentary, but we'll move over into where the spirits are. I think Kentucky and a lot of the red states are going to be particularly hard hit from these measures. We're a huge customer of U.S. bourbon. More wine. Notice the spelling of whiskey with a Y. Of course, Canada is a major producer of whiskey. That's from the UK. Single malt.
Last I saw him was in the basement of the lodge.
I think they're pulling in a lot of employees to yank American booze off the shelves. There's a Georgian Bay whiskey. Woodford Reserve. There's a security guard tailing me. This place is it's not immune to a lot of thefts. All of this US whiskey coming off. Canadian rye whiskey is better anyways. Jack Daniels, goodbye. Alberta Premium, this is excellent stuff. Ralphia, very popular Scottish YouTuber who dabbles in whiskey, is quite fond of that stuff. There's an event kitchen, tasting room. It's such a beautiful building. You might also be seeing measures where Ontario blocks sales of nickel to the US and cuts off, I think, Michigan, New York State, and Minnesota from our electricity. This stuff's all not going to be affected. Cognac. Good old Canadian whiskey. More Canadian whiskey. Classic Crown. This stuff is excellent. I've got a bottle of that at home. I've still got to work my way through.
Okay.
It's a lot of rum. Where'd the bourbon go? Vodka. And there's also a craft beer section. This is mostly local stuff, which is good to see. Favorite beer, Blood Brothers Blood Light. I've got a bunch of that in the fridge. That's really cool seeing a lot of brands that have breweries and distilleries around the city.
For YouTube? Filming for YouTube?
Yeah, I'm not showing people, I'm just showing shelves coming off.
What's your channel name?
Johnny Strides?
Oh, I was like, I have seen you.
Yeah,
You do the live things on the street.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't like filming in places because it's, you know, the owner can always say no, and I don't like showing customers, but this is kind of a special
Yeah.
circumstance. But yeah.
Yeah, I know. I have seen you. I have seen you. Then I see the gimbal thing. I'm like, maybe he's
Oh.
you know, he's
I kind of wish the shelves were already empty today,
well,
but
there are some in the cooler section.
yeah, the employees are working
They're
on
late
it.
in the removal because they were not aware of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, nice to meet you. Cheers. Friendly security guard. Got tequila.
Hello.
Hello. I'm just browsing. Thank you. PBR, that's got to come off. Flavored wines. Coolers. There's a big beer fridge just over here. Bush. And we also have the provincial beer store, and that's really the reason why you can only get beer 6 at a time, or rather in 6-packs here. If you want a 12-pack or 24, you have to go to the beer store. Under the previous Kathleen Wynne government, they started to crack that exclusive agreement, and certain supermarkets were starting to sell alcohol. Sorry, I'm a little bit under the weather. My voice is turning into being a bit froggy. But what's nice about this section is everything is nice and chilled. We've got Miller Lite under domestic. I thought Molson and Coors were the same company. I wonder if the Coors is going to come off and the Molson is going to stay. Well, it says Canada. It's probably brewed here, so that's probably fine. A lot of these big US breweries have deals with local brewers wherever they're sold. This one, for instance, is brewed by Labatt. So this is brewed in Canada, so that's probably fine. Not really sure how that works. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the LCBO.
How would we do it?
In one side, out the other. It's a different kind of video. We'll just keep the camera rolling as I walk over to the nearby Summerhill station and head back. All thanks to what the Wall Street Journal coined a very dumb trade war initiated by the Orange Cheeto. A lot of Americans are going to be hurting and getting laid off. And if we withhold potash or put export tariffs on it, American farmers are really going to be feeling it. Well, I guess it's what the Americans wanted. They elected a president who would rather align themselves with Russia. A lying, murderous dictator. And what's funny is The USMCA, the trade agreement between Canada, Mexico, and the US, was championed by Trump himself, and that's what he apparently has so much problem with. He also blames it on fentanyl and our borders not being secure, even though less than 1% of fentanyl into the US comes from Canada. In fact, most of the problems at the border are the other way around. They're the ones streaming illegal drugs up into Canada. Not to mention countless illegal drugs and, countless illegal guns. I'm gonna cross the street here. There's an LCBO right near where I live. In Midtown, I'll be curious to see what the shelves are like there. They've clearly got their hands full at this LCBO.
The TTC takes your safety very seriously in the event of an emergency. Speak to a staff member, use the emergency alarm on board a train, or DWA button or payphone on the platform. You can also report concerns using
And
the
the train's rolling in.
TTC app.
So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do on YouTube, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I've got an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there's a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that
Until
way.
April 15, e-bikes and e-scooters are
Anywho,
not
thank you for
permitted on the
watching,
TTC.
and I will catch you in the next
Please do not
one.
Bring an e-bike or e-scooter into any TTC station or on board any TTC subway, bus, or streetcar. Visit ttc.ca to learn more.
Line 1, Fort Finch.